have like 400 windows open.
Yay!
Alrighty. I think I'm good now. Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Horizons of the Vast. Your cast is Brian the mechanic, Kyle the operative, Katya the biohacker, and Fairbanks the witch warper, and Orthus the technomancer. And it is me, Michael, the wonderful GM. Now, as I reiterated before in session 0 and beforehand, you guys are the colonial overlords of this wonderful charter. Okay, so you guys have been
Counselors, maybe. We're not overlords.
Okay, maybe administrators. Okay.
I'll buy that.
Okay, so you are the administrators of this charter. Did you guys pick who your patron was?
We have not.
Oh, we should probably do that real quick then, huh? Let me open up the player's guide. I believe there's an option there for which, person is your charters. Yes. Oh no, those are other charters. Of course, doesn't give it to you.
It gives us it in the player's guide.
Are you sure? Because I'm looking.
Oh, yeah. Administrative Affairs. Abadar Court gives us a grant. Starfinder Society might have us here for exploration. The Vescarium for expansion. Xeno Wardens for conservation. Or Xenolid Labs for experiments.
Indeed. So if everyone would open up the player's guide, go to the last page, I believe. And it should say Administrative Affairs.
Page 4.
Technically page 4, yeah.
Okay. Your roles as administrators are mere titles. You are the overseers, see, I was right, and managers of the slice of New Harmony.
Just the connotation.
With all the responsibilities that entails, you'll be expected to explore your charter lands, deal with any problems that arise, and manage development of the civilization within. This is a process measured in months, and the adventure pass assumes this. The other other charters have legal rights to their own parcels of the planet, just as you have rights to yours in your patron's name. While friction and even hostilities may occur, open warfare or campaigns of conquest are not within the charter's rights. At the beginning of the campaign, likely right now, you will create your charter, described in charter development on page 47. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't think they, they did not give this to us yet. So the charter sheet, I'm not sure how I'm going to give this to you guys.
What if you used a Google Doc?
Maybe, but I'm not doing that.
Okie dokie.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm not the administrator of the colony. So,
Oh.
If you send me a PDF of that page, then I'll set it up.
let me go ahead.
Being the brains of the organization.
Well, quite literally in this case.
I have a dumb question.
Copy image to clipboard, and there you go. That's what the charter development stuff looks like.
Very interesting.
And I believe you don't actually have to have a formal charter, actual patron. I believe there's an independent option. Let me check. Unless I'm mistaken. Could have swore maybe that was in Galaxy Exploration Manual, maybe? I don't remember.
Starfighter number 40, Planetfall, page 41.
Do what?
The types of patron types.
Where at?
Planetfall, page 41.
Page 41 of your AP.
Okay, let's do that. Charter creation basics. Look at you guys. All right, so yes, you must select a patron. So there's the, whatever that is. I believe open is the no patron. So it's just basically you guys are.
We bought our own place. Who's the rich sucker that did that?
Somehow you were able to do it. So maybe you guys sold your life savings, or you did something, or something like that. But there's always like the conservation, there's the expansion, there's the
We're on
experimental.
a run from somewhere.
Yeah, there's the grant, and then there's the open. But I believe on the whatchamacallit, player's guide, there's not that option.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
not
not
in the
listed.
Player's guide.
But you know what? I'm going to give that to you as an option.
If we look here, though,
So on the player's
they
guide, the
don't have-
grant is the Abadar Corp. The exploration is the Starfinder Society. The Viscarium does the expansion one. Xeno Warnings does the conservation, and the Zennial Labs does the experimental. So,
I vote Abadar Corp.
of course you do.
Well, I'm role playing the character. The character that makes sense. The witch weirds are like mysterious traders and explorers and stuff. It kind of makes sense they'd be involved with the more mercantile.
Well, this is up to you guys.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, it says that it
Putting in my input.
Okay.
we should come to some consensus.
Yes.
open would be my choice if anybody would like to do that.
Ooh, look at this. If your group seems likely to disagree on matters of management, such as the characters are wildly differing aims or philosophies, you should take the time to discuss conflict mediation and decision-making process with an eye towards all players' comfort and consent. The system assumes consensus on all decisions. Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know. It's so happy.
So, I mean, open, we don't get a trait bonus. We don't get an extra trait bonus, but we don't take a trait penalty either.
And you guys get a free one. That's it.
Right. Oh, every one of them gets a free one, but the rest of them have a bonus and a penalty. So,
but you also have no one that you can, like, you know, for sure call for to, like, I don't know, order supplies and stuff. It's like you want that really awesome Abadar Corp piece of equipment, but, you know, you're not an Abadar Corp freaking sponsored.
yeah, as open, it's going to be really hard for us to. We don't have a patron to petition for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's like conflicts and, you know, you are on your own.
Let alone like the monthly purchase of gear for 10% or whatever. I don't know how you would want to do that.
I don't know how we're gonna do that, but you know, it's up to you guys if you want to do open or do you want to have a colonial overlord.
I had a question.
I have answers.
Well, I had wanted to change my theme at some point because I noticed a different one that seems more fitting for me, but I don't know. I don't see it's in the modules to get from the player's guide.
What theme are you looking at?
The one from the player's guide.
Oh, the beast person.
Yeah.
That will not be in Fantasy Grounds yet.
You will
will
not
Oh,
have
do-
Fantasy
okay.
until I get the module, and I don't feel like putting
I'll just leave it as what it is for now, then I guess.
Okay, but yeah, when it becomes when I buy the module,
Okay.
when it's available.
Yeah.
You can most certainly pick it up if you'd like.
Okay. Well, it doesn't
The other
do
thing
much
that's
until level
real-
6 anyway. Is different. So.
Okay.
The other thing that's really going to toast your noodle is you'll have to completely redo your character anyway because you can't just change the theme on the character sheet in
Oh,
Fantasy.
you can't.
No, you can't change theme, race. What else? Theme and race cannot be changed once they're set.
Really?
But you know how to make a character, so there's that though.
Oh, it's already signed. Yeah. Okay, I can do that then. It shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. That's annoying.
A little bit.
All right, so the first step for making and building a charter's player group to decide what they want their new home to be like. what are we going to focus on? Economic development? Are we going to, perhaps our focus is on magic or deities, something mystical? We should work together to determine what direction we want to take on our new home. I have no idea. I'm kind of into exploration and experimentation.
Ooh.
Now, without a sound financial base, all other efforts will be hopeless. Economic development is most important. I'm testing out character voices.
Okay.
So yeah, here on Archives of Nethys, they've got experimental and experimental. I think it's
It's
experimental
supposed to
and
be
exploration for the second one. Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, experimental. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm kind of.
We're gonna find you guys. You're gonna find locals and you're gonna experiment on them.
Well, not necessarily. So the different charter traits, if you go look at the charter creation basics, you can see what the different traits mean or are for.
Okay.
And that is not on the player's guide, unfortunately. Is
No.
that in the rules on Archives of Nethys?
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I linked that in the
That's not thank you.
chat as well.
Very good.
I'd be fine with either Abadar, which is our grant, or Starfinder Society for exploration.
Yeah.
I can get behind those. I'm kind of here to move people around and check things out.
Look at the brain on Brian.
The big
Oh.
big brain on Brian.
Plus,
Your
think of
future-
all the cool like tech and equipment you might get with the kind of financial backing that comes from it.
Observation.
I
You
could
know,
use some parts for
so
my
you can-
for my vehicle.
Exactly.
I know at one time partial too, but I don't know what to choose. Let's see. I think anyone else expressed interest in that one, probably not gonna be chosen. But
Oh, which one?
the Xeno Warden's one,
Conservation.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of at odds with the grant.
Yeah.
I mean, exploration is useful in economy as well because the nifty things we can find to tempt and change things with into things for Abadar Core to invest in.
So what I'm hearing as a GM here, I'm hearing that we're open to the idea of Abadar Corp, to the Starfighter Society, or to the Open Charter. Am I correct so far?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mhm.
between those, I believe that you would any from a GM standpoint, any one of those would be acceptable.
I mean, we can, if we want, we can, try, we'll play some discussions as a group, but I kind of think, in part, my thinking was that we are, in part of this particular group because we've been brought in by, like, the patron, if we're not doing open.
Well, the idea
So-
is the patron is you bought the charter and you're administrating it.
Yes, but we're working for the patron, so
Yes.
it's possible. It's not as if we got together and then went out to look for a patron.
Now, the other
Unless
thing,
we did open.
it says here under select patron type, after you've chosen the patron type, you can't change it later. Over time, your charter might grow more independent, or you could secure additional aid and support from other charters but none of these developments will replace or adjust the important initial increases and decreases arrived from your initial choice of patron. At this point, I think the exploration is a good compromise between all of the desires.
I think
That's
exploration
That's
will work
what I
for me.
think.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Fairbanks would accept that, I think.
So exploration would
Well,
be
Starfinder
one.
Society. And their
Yeah.
sponsor, they want to travel around the wilderness, charter relics of the past, other interesting discoveries, focus brings in settlers interested in cultural knowledge, but their differing methods and results often clash.
Yes.
But I like Abadar out of them all because it's basically here are the funds, you go do things how you want, and we're just going to send you the people that we want to send you.
Yeah, but see where you run into that is one of our party members does not like the idea of the people coming just wanting to get rich and probably, uh, you know, what do we call that?
Colonialism.
Yeah, basically strip the resources, make the money, move on.
Civilizing the wilderness.
There's two ways of thinking of that.
But if we are the ones orchestrating this extraction of resources, we can see that it is done sustainably. It will be done regardless. Wouldn't you want to be overseeing it to protect it?
Yes, colonialism is great when you're the colonizer.
That's what I heard.
Okay, so is Abadar Corp not something that anybody cannot live with?
Wait, what?
Is there any red lines with Abadar Corp?
Yeah, maybe we can establish that.
So that's a negative on that one?
How does it work exactly? Let me read that more.
So if you go to page 4 on the player's hand guide,
Yeah, I see it.
yeah, and then just read the entry for Abadar Corp.
Yeah, it's just like, you might be Abadar, Abadar employees, or you might just be dudes hired to freaking do it. So, I mean, there's not like Abadar company just wants you to civilize the planet or civilize the charter. So,
Not a big fan of that one, but
Yeah.
Starfinder Society says that they just want to know of any mysteries on the planet. You're likely agents of the society. You don't have to be, but you're just basically there to explore for knowledge and for glory.
you like that one more.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I could see Fairbanks going for either Starfinder or Abadar.
Okay.
Could even do the Vescarium simply because of the description there.
Yeah, I think Vescarium Fairbanks would not work for the Vescarium. I think.
Willingly, but it doesn't have to be willingly.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's perfectly fair.
But Vescarian prisoners put to work on the Project Horizon in exchange for communication of your sentences.
Yeah, pretty much.
You would be like my character last kid.
It's actually-
I'm there because I got caught for bad deeds.
That's actually a really interesting idea. I even actually kind of like that idea that, because I could see any of our characters could have run afoul of the Vescarium and been sunset. I actually kind of like that idea
I mean,
Just from
I'm a street
a role
rat, so
play
it makes perfect sense
sense.
for me.
Okay, so
I
Viscarium
kind of want to
expansion.
do. I'm kind of leaning towards either the Starfinder or the Zenaletti Labs.
Zenaletti Labs.
The labs.
Experimental.
I'm down for some
Um,
experimentation in order to find a
Anything-
cure for diseases.
Anything that let me work on my technology and magic.
No. Kind of feel I kind
Yeah.
of feel Fairbanks
Fairbanks
wouldn't
isn't
be
going to
the
like that one.
No.
Not with the penalty to economy.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is it says one technology, one free. Can you put the free one to the same thing the penalty is?
Yeah, I think.
Which would essentially be the same as choosing open and then choosing technology.
Yeah, and choosing technology.
I mean, basically, but I guess you could also do it later on when you do the finalized trait scores. Add two different scores there.
Well, you also have to choose,
Initial focus.
yeah, the focus, which you can give your
Yeah.
+1 to chord or whatever, would be my
Yeah.
choice as a chord
Honestly,
community.
The way I see it is that your charter, whatchamacallit, your patron is really just for flavor. But I only have the first 2 books because it's the only first 2 books are out, so I don't know if it has a long-lasting effect. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Because you can go into the description in archives saying that we can grow more independent from them. But I don't know what I've been hearing is everyone's been kind of going towards.
Hey, you're
Everyone's
a
been
little
okay with
soft
doing
on the
Starfinder.
volume there, man.
Penguin Mancy.
Does that help?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
100%.
definitely.
Okay. Now I was just saying that it seems like everyone seems to be kind of okay with Starfinder.
Yeah, it seems like that's what I'm
Exploration.
understanding. That people like to dabble on the edges, but I think the only one that everybody's kind of okay with would be Starfinder.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually wants that one, but it's like it's the compromise that everyone can get behind.
It's the Joe Biden
Yes.
choice.
Seems that way.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I don't
It's
think
the democracy.
No one gets what
It's
they want.
it's
but
that bad, huh?
No one gets what they want, but it's the
There you go.
it's the runner.
I can see going for any one of them but the Xenowardens.
Yeah, bunch of space hippies.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I like that one though.
Oh, I personally do, but my character doesn't get it.
That's fair.
Yeah, my character would not be my character who is the survivor of a post-apocalyptic society is not too much of a fan of being in tune with the natural environment instead of using technology to advance your life.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my character wants to try to mix technology and magic as much as possible.
Well, I mean, the Xenowardens don't really do that. I mean, you're looking at a plus to magic, but a minus to technology.
Yeah.
Because they're more about preserving the natural environment, not magic per se.
Let's see. So it would be experimental, open.
I think the fun one would be exploration with the free one going to magic. And then we could be looking for, magical sites and items and things on this planet. There is a -1 to a chord on that one, which is less community based.
Yeah, who needs community? We can have anarchy.
Differing methods definitely results in more ideas.
Diversity of opinion.
Not necessarily good ideas.
Well, no, but having a number of options gives you and a lot more open thinking gives you a lot more options and choices as opposed to groupthink where everybody says, "Oh yeah, let's do that," and then who knows?
Yeah, but we're not in a society. We are creating things from the ground up. We're not going to go down there and have a support structure behind us with a
Well, there
full.
are going to be other with us other than just us. We have to have someone to administrate.
Yes, there are people with you. Would you like me to describe who's coming along with you?
Yeah,
Yes.
that would help.
Okay, so there's other charters that have charters. You're not the only other people. There is a Aspis Consortium funded charter. There's a Scholars from the Starfinder Society, which that would be yours, I guess, if you guys choose that. There's an Abadar Corp one. There's a Xeno Wardens one. There is the one south there. South of your charter is funded by a small Acatonian firm. There's a Viscarium, a mercenary company one. There is a Dragonkin one. And okay, but the people in your initial charter are going to be Isoki, counselor, like therapist, a human assistant, communications person. There's a Yosoki communications person. There's a bone trooper scout. There is a pair of four. I'm sorry. There's 4 half orc sisters. They're manual labor, basically. That's what they're signed on for. There is a human advisor for you. He's your assigned advisor. There's a dwarf electrician. There's a female human botanist. There is a mystic an Osharu, who's your doctor and spiritual advisor. There's an android and a female human. They're both
Hold on, go slower.
Do what?
Go slower.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can give you guys this information.
Excellent.
There's a doctor. There's an android and human, which are a surveyor and a mechanic. You have a female human who is a structural engineer.
All right.
Okay, you have a Korsha Lashunta, who's a sanitation officer. You have a human prospector and geologist, a Hoshurin botanist. Oh, I'm sorry, biologist. You have a male and female noir. They're security and maintenance. You have a Hanakan, researcher and a zoologist. Okay, he's like a, I don't know, answer looking thing. And you have a family of Lashunta's 5-member family, and they're called food procurement specialists. Let me go ahead and give you guys this page.
Is this just to be clear, are we we're not selecting from among this group? This is everybody.
This is your starting. These are your
Yeah, no matter who the patron is, that's who's in it.
Yes, no matter who.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And because there will be more colonists later on, but this is your initial batch. Here I'm putting it in Discord.
Like these are the folks that joined us in the starship on the way here.
Yes.
This is wave 1.
Gotcha. See, this feels so diverse. I feel like we have to go with Starfinder. This feels like it's definitely... It feels like it's pushed towards Starfinder. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And while there's the certain aspect of, go against the grain will be more interesting, there's also like the way to think about it. Like, I feel like they think most people are going to pick Starfinder anyway, and it's going to be geared more towards them. You know what I mean?
I linked you guys a starship that you guys are approaching the planet on. I linked it in
Where?
Fantasy Grounds chat.
Oh, I'm looking at.
Ooh, now that's a beautiful starship.
Well,
Outstanding.
It's meant to be disassembled upon entry of the planet.
No, I know. I just love the idea of just we're just going
We're
around in a
landing in a
box.
Borg cube.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
first thing I thought as well.
Yeah, it's rather unremarkable.
A very
It's
nice
a
Borg
big old
cube.
box.
They're for utility, not looks.
Exactly.
Strong work.
So those are your initial colonists, and those are your the charters on the initial charters on the other parts of the planet. Within reason of like, if you choose a Viscarium one, there's not going to be another Viscarium one.
Right, based on the one we choose. That's if we choose one of these groups,
Yeah.
basically, that's our group.
Or if you choose no group, then you have all of those on the planet.
I'll make one more argument just in favor of going with the Starfinder Society one, and that is I think that is the one that gives us the best degree of autonomy. Like the Starfinder Society is going to be, for the most part, happy if we're making discoveries and so forth, but are less likely to, say, interfere if we're doing other stuff as well.
Well, they want us to survey the wilderness and check for relics of the past and other interesting discoveries.
Which is what you're going to do anyway.
We're going to
Yeah.
do that anyway.
And
but the grant from Abadar Corp, they provide us with the funds and resources and have no real expectations concerning how we develop our charter.
as long as we're profitable.
Yeah, but they don't give us any choice over who comes to settle our charter.
Well, I don't think. Well, your patron, if an open patron, you're just it's not like you guys have a choice over that either. You know what I'm saying? You guys are like middle management.
I mean, there is an idea if we wanted to consider open. The Witch Weird Society is fairly opaque to other people and mysterious. And they are, like, as a species, this kind of strange and semi-nomadic group of merchants and stuff. It might make sense that Fairbanks was set up as a representative of a shadowy and unknown Witch Weird group to set up this colony and brought the rest of you guys on board. Not that Fairbanks is in charge, but rather that Fairbanks is like working for some secret Witch Weirds that Fairbanks themselves might not even know about.
Yeah, the open in the SRD is different than the open on. I mean,
Open scares me with the no direct support.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, we could make Mike craft like a weird customized homebrew support system, but it's very mysterious. And it's a lot of extra work for him.
Yeah. I don't think it'll get done then. But it truly is up to you guys to pick one.
I'm just spitballing ideas because I've been reading stupid stuff about the wacky race I picked. I still think the best compromise one is Star. Or do we want to go to have the rest of the session be our conflict resolution?
Let's just go with Starfinder so we can move on.
Good answer, sir.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and vote for Starfinder Society, place a 1 for yes or a 2 for no in the Fantasy Grounds chat. Okay, so your guys' charter is the Starfinder Society exploration thing. Okay.
We should have done this last week.
Yeah. I
should have done this last week.
In my defense, I forgot. So
that's all right.
My bad.
It's all good.
Okay, so you got the patron. Okay, now we go back to the planet So yeah, you guys, this is the adventure background basically. Long-range scans initiated by scientists of the Pact Worlds and the Viscarium working together recently detected a binary system in the vast that seemed devoid of sentient inhabitants. Okay, they name it Waydana, the Waydana system in order of Waydan, and the deity of discovery and exploration. With a variety of biomes and abundance of natural resources, Waydana's fourth planet was theorized to be an untouched utopia. The two governments of the Pact Worlds and the Viscarium created a joint effort called Project Horizon, with the vision of settling Waydana 4, or aka New Harmony, and harvesting its resource. They divide the most lucrative portions of the planet into charters and sold the charters to corporations and other wealthy entities with the promise that the governments would purchase any resources the charters worked to obtain. The patrons holding the charters needed hardy explorers to extract the planet's resources and prepare the land for long-term habitations. You, wonderful 5 people, are among the first of these workers to act as leaders and to a group of settlers who intend to establish civilization on this open and bountiful world. They have just over 10,000 square miles to make your own, and the opportunities seem boundless. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that because that would
It's secret.
I literally almost gave away the entire plot. My bad. So first thing we gotta do, you see the map in front of you?
Yes, negative.
Okay, so this is west, the area west of your charter area.
Wait.
We don't
What
see
do
the
you
map.
do
though.
to-
See a map.
Bring up images, go to shared, and then click on it.
Here we go. I'll just put this here. Watch this.
Images.
Bloop, right there.
Wait, where?
Ah.
I linked the image.
Huh.
I don't know how to.
It's
make
in
you
the chat.
guys Go to my
Oh.
image. I don't know how that works.
It's got to be a
Well,
way to do it.
I see the image that you're on because I opened it. With
If
the
you-
with the AVC.
Matt and Mike, if you should be able to, from the images window, right click on the one you want to push to everyone to open,
Yeah.
and it should be like a share option, and then
It says stop sharing record.
there should be another option that says to basically, I don't know, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, boss.
Roger that. You could try stop sharing and then share again, and maybe that would do it. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's a J actually. So it's A, C, and J. But that's not important. Okay. The adventure begins with you in orbit of Waydana 4. You just had a long trip through the drift to get here, but the Burnishing Dawn and the accompanying fleet, which is like I guess every other charter, finally arrived at their new home, laden with construction materials, food, data scans, and of course, the settlers who number just over 24 people. Okay, the most significant personalities are the ones I linked to you guys earlier. The PC's patron assigned chief advisor, Urizand Shear. I don't know. Meets with them on the bridge of the Burnished Dawn as the orbit takes them above the slice of land they've been assigned. Read or paraphrase the following. Okay. Below is the charter land. Is the land chartered to the crew of the Burnished Dawn. Scans show that a rainstorm recently swept through, likely leaving it washed clean and glistening with dew. Okay, Urizan Shiri, Shire. Why can't they just have like Bill and Ted names? And the advisor, hired by the charter's patron, taps one of his crutches lightly to draw the attention. He gives a wide smile before speaking. A great place for a new home, isn't it? I've just correlated the local survey data to find the best sites for our initial settlement. There are 3, actually, and the final choice will be yours. The young man pulls up a rough overland map on his data pad. It has it has very little on it. Filling in those details will be a task for later. But 3 sites glow with green circles. That's the A, C, and the J pink markings on the map. Okay. Urizan continues. This is one of the 4. This one at the forest edge, which is A, will have lots of timber and game, but no easy access to minerals. The lakeshore site, C, has access to fish and mineral in the lake's banks, but is far from timber. The mountain pass here, J, is close to several mineral deposits, but could be short on game. Everyone's eager to land and start offloading. Where will it be?
Can
Now,
you repeat A again?
A is a forest edge site
Mm-hmm.
that may have abundant game and lumber. Now, the mechanical benefits here is A is a forest edge. If you choose this site, you don't have to spend any resource units to establish a resource node in one forest hex adjacent to the settlement hex. Okay. If you choose Lakeshore site or site C, you do not need to spend resource units to establish a resource node in one aquatic hex adjacent to the settlement hex. Okay. And the mountain pass site in area J. If you choose this site, you do not need to spend the required resource units to establish a resource node in one mountain hex adjacent to the settlement.
So are we more interested in defense, having a secure set of building materials, or making sure our food supply is secure? Because C would be food supply, A would be building materials, and J would be more defense, even though it has minerals as well.
Well, C has minerals as also, and C also would have fresh water on site. In my mind just goes from a defense standpoint. One problem with J is, well, if you're under siege, if you don't have access to water, it's a lot easier to wait you out.
Well, hopefully, we're not going to be coming to warfare.
Dun, dun, dun.
The charters are supposed to somewhat get along.
Well, the other
Ah.
charters are very far away from you guys, so you know
Fair.
I doubt they're going to be doing an overland, land-based assault on you.
Well, it's not the charters we have to worry about. It's native life.
True, but there is no known sentient native life here.
That doesn't
Sure,
matter.
and I'm sure there
It's
won't be.
still, like, if you get dropped off in the middle of a unknown wilderness, you still have to worry about what's there. So my choices would be C, then A, and then J, in that order.
Yeah, do we want to do a rank choice little poll?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and do it so we can do quick.
Yeah, so like first letter, second letter, third letter, first choice, second choice,
Sure.
third choice.
Yeah, so you're the one you pick first choice is worth 3 points. Second is worth 2. Last is worth 1. Whatever is the most points.
Looks like
Goes.
everybody likes water.
I think everyone likes C so far.
What resources does C give?
C
again?
gives a. Let me read it to you guys.
I think it's
Water
water
nodes.
Just we need to spend resource units to establish a resource node in one aquatic hex adjacent to the settlement. Now I can tell you what an aquatic node will do. I can
Yes.
do that.
That's probably a good idea.
Jeez, what are you guys making? Things hard on you, man. Okay, aquatic resource, aquatic. Okay, what's fine?
I'm thinking there's probably going to be some fish there,
Probably.
and
I don't know what the hell.
I don't know, some other stuff maybe.
Of course, it's got to be different. To establish an aquatic resource node. Okay, so let me go over here. Try to figure out
Potential base for river navigation.
resource node. And of course, it doesn't really freaking. Oh, it doesn't. Just do a word search here. Resource. There we go. Maybe. Build resource node. Okay, place the hex. Okay. Workers establish an industry in the chosen hex. The exact industry depends on the hex terrain. Some examples could include a lumber mill or hunting grounds in a forest hex, farmland or ranch in plains, mines or quarry in a mountains hex, a fishery or hydroelectric dam in aquatic hexes. Regardless, you gain a D4 resource die, which you roll your settlement dice during the resource phase.
So a hydroelectric dam sounds like a good thing to start off with.
Plus fish for food. I like,
Yes,
Yeah.
I like the aquatic even more.
I like both of those.
So is everybody okay with C then, or at least not against it?
Yeah, I think C is
Well,
winning.
four out of
win.
5 is going to win. We're just waiting on Orthus's. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Gosh is
It'll
very
be the
Ah.
cottage group.
None of you guys excited about Jay. I'm thinking about all this exciting.
That's a dwarf stream over there in J.
Yeah, he's a witch weird, not a dwarf.
Hey man.
Not a
just saying.
dwarf.
But
All right, so you guys have chosen site A. Now let me unlock this map here
C.
because apparently, oh yeah, I'm sorry, C. I don't know how to get rid of stuff here, so let's just delete that. And so one of you guys, can write on this, can't you?
Yes.
Okay, then write something in that hex that's yours. Wait, can I draw pictures? Can I draw rectangles? Okay. Ellipse, stamp.
I do draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Which
So
one?
if you look at the top of the map, there's 3 dots and an arrow to toggle the toolbar. Once you open up the toolbar, there's a zoom to fit, a writing button, an erasing button, and then I don't know what the shortcut view mode button is for, but
Yeah, my view is quite different than yours. I believe. Let's set the hex.
I think we should change it from mine to ours.
Mine. You guys see that?
Why
You
is
guys
it
see
more
that?
Why are you
good?
doing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just trying to set
freaky.
the hex. Sorry. Trying to set the grid.
Why? What do you need the grid
I
for?
don't know, because maybe it'll be useful.
Okay.
Hey, I did it. I just made it invisible, so it still locks in there.
I mean, that's good if we have tokens.
Yeah, let me see, because maybe we actually have tokens for, like, stuff here. Not library.
You made your pen really fat somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, it went from nice and small to really, really thick.
Character pods.
It probably has something to do with, I don't know.
Hexes? I don't know.
Yeah, that's really fat.
Why's it gotta be fat?
Because it is.
Okay, why gotta fat?
Whoa,
shame it?
what happened? Oh, that.
Because
Pan
you should
the
be
map.
healthy. There's no excuse for it not to be.
Hex.
Like, if I zoom in, how do I move the map?
You middle button, or you can.
Oh, middle
use-
button. Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
middle mouse button, or there's a little thing in the bottom corner that has like a little 4-way thing. You can do that and drag it around, click and drag with your mouse, and it'll.
Yeah, that's really hard to use.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's there.
I don't know why it got big. Ooh. Ooh,
I don't know what I just did.
You put an F token on the map.
I did. There you go. That's
Oh,
your guy.
token.
For fort.
Oh.
I don't know. If you guys can make me a town token, then I'll put it in there.
Okay.
So what happens when we land?
Oh, yes, that part. Hold on.
Are we past the charter stuff?
Never. Okay. So, okay. 2 size 3. Okay. The PCs can now complete the details of their charter. Urzand encourages them to name the new settlement right away to make the place feel more like a true new home. Construction on the settlement can begin immediately. What would you like to name your charter?
Ours.
Opportunia.
Butt Stallion.
East Shore.
Northeast Shore.
What kind of marketing is that?
True marketing. There's nothing false about it.
To go with the butt stallion. Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Eventually we will fly in the sky. Hopefully not be attacked by you.
Yeah, Brian doesn't seem to care what it's called.
I'm fine with Sanctuary.
I really like Opportunia.
What size? What are these? Those.
Want to know how big each hex is?
No, I was looking for the shape.
Oh, because I think it's like 12 miles across or something like that.
Yeah, is that how big the hexes are? 12?
I believe they are hexes are 12 miles across.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
12 miles from side to side or corner to corner? Ooh, I got you there.
It really
didn't I?
doesn't say, honestly.
Yeah. They're huge tracts of land.
I'm
Someone
gonna
got it.
say
Yes.
that it's not 10 feet.
No, I don't think they're 10 feet.
I think
I
it might
hope
be a
not.
little bit more than... That'd be a pretty small town if those are 10 feet.
Where's the exploration part? Using the map, Brian the charter.
Really big lake.
There you go.
Events.
There's a token for the settlement to start with.
Cool, I like it. Let me save it.
Because you said it was going to be made out of that
Well, it
container
does look
ship.
good. That does look good.
Oh, very good.
I like
That's
it.
very good.
I like it. It's not going to set right on the map, but
You're right, it won't.
You should be able to turn it, right?
well, yeah, you could turn it, but then
You
the
guys
buildings
are
will be
sideways.
sideways.
Okay, give me a minute.
You should be able to use. It looks like you're just using the online token generator. You should be able to choose a different hex border that has
Vertical hex.
a vertical hex.
Oops.
How would I just choose one without a border at all?
Well, that works too.
Hey, whoever put the red thing in there, can you delete it?
Oh, did I do that?
No, Orthus did.
Did I do that?
No, I didn't. I can't erase it.
Choose the
Nope,
eraser.
it was me. It was me.
It's Fairbanks
Be right
or
back 1 sec.
one of the two of them. They're both.
It was
kind
me.
of
So let's do it like that.
Just choose the
Mine
eraser.
is burgundy. Oh, I did. It should be gone.
It's not going on my map.
Well, I clicked it. I erased it. It's gone on mine.
There with
You,
no
you have
borders.
to
Does
actually
that work?
drag the eraser around as if you were actually erasing it instead of just clicking.
Yeah, it's gonna put down like a checkered pattern over top.
Yeah.
There you go. Now
Hey,
it's
it's all
Now
gone.
it's gone?
All gone.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't go away before.
I don't know, man.
Does that one work better?
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't.
well. It's again. It's not vertical, but
It's fine.
it'll work fine. You just make it smaller so it fits in there. It works. It's cool.
Now if I can get it to go in.
Well, I can make it smaller. Like,
No, it's
how
fine.
much smaller does it need to be?
No, he can adjust the scale once he puts it on the map. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. There's gotta be a way to make it as a token. Maybe if I put it in the token thing.
Were you wanting me to tilt the image? Is that what you were?
It's not important. If you look at the way what I was just saying is, if you look at the way the hex is drawn, it's 90 degrees different from the hexes on the map. So you've got a horizontal on the top and the bottom, and on the map you've got verticals. Yeah, I mean you could rotate it. You squeeze and squeeze.
Not letting me. Actually.
Well, you can rotate it, but it's going to rotate the image in the hex that it is.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the way the hex works. How much of this map do we actually? I mean, can we see the? Do we have like data on all the like visual data on the rivers and plains and stuff? And
What you see on this map is what you see on this map.
Is what we know from flying over.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why you guys have to do the exploration part.
Yeah.
Mm.
I printed out the exploration log from the back of the Galaxy Exploration Manual. I'm just kind of using the hex sheet there to kind of write down some things.
Jesus. It's not
What?
that, Scrove. It's just that the
Yeah.
hex
Well, if
is like
if you turn it now to fit it, you turn it to the left to fit it. It should go along with it now, right?
The problem is you have horizontal lines on the top and bottom instead of vertical lines on the left.
a pointy top.
You have to rotate it 60 degrees in your image editor.
Or we could
to the left.
You know,
or you can
I'm
just
looking
put
at
F
the token creator thing, token stamp thing, and that's not the token that I see. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have a vertical hex as an option.
Gotcha.
I get it. So I can just save this, and then I'll go ahead and open it up. Maybe open up in GIMP. And we rotate it. Image.
Do you want the full image instead of the
transform? 30 degrees, right? Negative 30 degrees. There we
30 or 60?
30 degrees. Rotate.
1/6 of 360 is 60.
Yeah, 60 degrees is just going to give. $30 degrees moves it to one corner.
Okay.
Is yeah. Override token. Okay. Now let's move this in. Downloads. Token. Paste. Refresh my library. And of course I get errors like crazy.
Hey, there you go. Hey, just control scroll wheel it.
Oops. Crap, just delete that. Okay, so it's token selection. So what'd you say? Control what?
Control scroll wheel should adjust the size of your
No, it
image.
just zooms in the map.
Oh, while holding control?
Yes.
Shift scroll wheel?
That just changes.
You're doing something that's changing the scale of it.
I'm dragging it.
Oh, you're dragging corners?
Yeah.
Oh, there should be a way to just...
Wait.
But it's probably not a token, so that's
No,
the
it's an
problem.
image.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it act like a token in the game, so I don't care. There we go. That's good enough.
That's plenty good enough.
So this is now what? Charter West. Okay, so
We haven't. This is Charter West, but what are we going to name the charter ourselves?
well, you said
Charter West is just the generic name that it was given.
Did you guys say like a sanctuary or something?
Sanctuary was proposed.
I said that as a joke, but
Opportunity was proposed.
Tunia.
Opportunius.
Tunia.
you can go Valhalla.
I do like Sanctuary. I think that was put out by Orthus.
As a joke,
Yes.
but apparently he took it. We all took it seriously. So
I guess I was saying it because Butt Stallion was said.
I got that from Borderlands, but you know,
Yeah. And then after I said I said one day our charter will fly.
yeah. I can't wait for Tiny Tina's Adventureland.
Wonderland?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's gonna have butt stallions. Gonna be
So-
there.
Looks like it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Guns and magic? What can be better?
Butt stallion. So all 24 people are staring at you. 5 wonderful individuals.
Oh Jesus.
No, you're not Jesus or Wade-In.
Well, no, I mean, oh Crumb.
Yeah, Fairbanks just smiles broadly at them. And we'll endeavor to
I like Opportunity.
perk up the crowd, and so
This apparently is our sanctuary.
Sanctuary going
though I
once.
can assure you, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity. Yeah, no, that's fine. We can go with
Sanctuary going twice.
Sanctuary it is.
Sanctuary, it certainly is. Now we can move on to the next part. Okay, adventure background, blah, blah, blah.
Is there anyone who is opposed to Starfinder Society being our patron?
How we already did that.
Yeah. You're right.
I just want to confirm. There were some questions about whether or not
Oh,
that
you're
was
doing
still
the
the
Google
case.
Sheet thing or something?
Yeah, well, I printed it out. I saved the image you put up, and I printed it out, and I'm just writing on it for now.
I wonder if there is actually a digital version of it.
I will endeavor to find out. Well, if nothing else, we can create a note on here to put
Indeed.
stuff in. I plan on doing that for the hexes too.
Oh, okay. Looks like there's a $1 thing on, but that's dumb. Unless it's really good, then I'll consider it. Okay. I mean, it's not good, but no. Form fillable.
It's not important right now. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we
between-
can just get it done.
Okay. Come on, guys. This is the fun part. All right. When the PCs are ready, they can initiate the mostly automated procedure of offloading the cargo base and disassembling the Burnished Dawn into the framework that will serve as the settlement's first few prefabricated buildings. The vessel's bridge functions as a single-use shuttlecraft during the process, and it will serve as your guys' lodgings once it touches down. The crew and passengers of the small fleet engage in flurries of activity as you guys begin your descent. Okay, so you guys, the ship basically just goes into orbit, freaking descends, breaks orbit, goes into atmospheric entry, breaks apart into multiple different things, like it's some kind of like Megazord or something from freaking
Transformers.
yeah, some kind of Power Rangers thing. And then it breaks apart and you guys are in the shuttle, which is a small part of it. I really wish they actually showed a picture of the shuttle, because that'd be kind of cool. But they don't. Okay.
Do we want to finish up our charter information?
Okay, what other... Yeah, we probably should do that right now.
Yeah,
So we need to choose our initial focus. Aesthetics, community, production research, or thaumaturgy.
Either community or production.
I agree. Though research, I'm akin to technology too, but Accord community would offset our penalty from exploration.
Well,
How much that matters, I don't know.
when we start, when we're starting, what we should focus on is getting our community set up and established.
Yes,
So
we want our settlers to get along with one another.
You do?
we don't want to leave and then come back to the fucking trash place.
Squabbling.
The place
Yeah.
is burnt down.
Yeah.
Harmony is good for business.
All right, so our initial focus is going to be community.
I
Objection?
think so. Overruled.
All right, so it's plus
Wait,
one to Accord. Finalize trait scores, charter trait scores by adding +1 to 2 different traits.
What was our free choice?
Our choices are Accord, Culture, Economy, Magic, or Technology. We currently have +1 Culture.
What's our free choice?
We haven't picked our free choice.
Oh, okay.
We should do that. We should pick our free choice. So we get +1 to 3. How about that? There you go. +1 to 3 different traits. Economy, Magic, Technology.
Technically, 2 of them could be the same.
Yes, I believe so.
It's 4
Due to the one coming
because
from free and one coming
+1
Yeah.
free
2 of them.
initial focus and +2 to 2 different traits.
+1
Yeah.
to 2 different traits.
Yeah, +1 to 2 different traits. That's 2.
Yep.
Initial focus. That's 1, and then we get a +1 for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's 4.
Yes. But
We
we've
didn't focus.
chose our initial focus, is what we're saying.
We chose our initial focus. That went to
Oh,
Accord.
okay.
So
We
we
still
have-
need our free from our patron.
So we have 3, and we can double up once if we want to.
We could
Economy,
double up.
so that we have the resources needed to do whatever.
See, that's why I'm saying Fairbanks wants economy. Brian's kind of interested in technology, and Orthus is interested in magic. So
And magic, so I can go either way. That.
Yeah, Fairbanks would be okay with magic as well, to be fair.
Magic
so
sounds good.
do we want 2 in something, or do we want 1s across the board, or what?
Love a 2 in economy.
I'd support 2 in economy.
I like number 2 as well.
Oh,
Who does number 2 work for?
I think 2 in economy and 1 in technology might be a good way to go. Just that gives us a way to have a strong economy so we can upgrade other things later on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that. All right,
Very
so
good.
2 +1s in economy and a +1 in technology. Any argument?
I'm partial to economy, technology, magic, but
A good even spread.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for an even spread. At the same time, Fairbanks' number 1 vote would be just for would be maximize economy and then other stuff. But just go to so many different things.
There's so many things we can do. So
When
With
you have
money.
I'm okay,
have
I'm
a
okay
large
with the 2-1
economy,
now,
you can
but
invest in everything else. That's my
Exactly.
thinking.
2-1's
Exactly.
fine if we want to.
And
Kyle, you and I are of one mind.
Brian is one mind.
one big mind. All right, so that gives us a 0, a 1, a 2, and a 0 and a 1. I don't think 0 is bad. This says establish your
negative
first settlement, which we're in the process of doing, and then record your details. All right,
The
so
deeds.
charter size 1. Our settlement die is a D6. According to this, I don't know if anything's different. Like maximum item level your charter can provide is 4. And the unrest score is 0. I'm glad our unrest is currently 0. That sounds good.
So, can we set up that hydroelectric dam or fishery right now? Is that something we would do right now or do later?
That's later when you actually spend when you during the charter development turns. I believe.
Okay.
That will be a project, won't it?
Yeah.
Sounds like that'll be a project.
Yes.
Based
To
on-
build a resource node, you have to. It's a project. Yes.
There you
Okay.
go. So we're getting things in our settlement settled.
And
We're settling the settlement.
So you have to explore the hex first or explore it, then claim it, and then you can build on it.
All right, let's explore this thing.
So
Yes.
yeah, there's like different steps in the charter phase stuff, and it takes place over like a month or something. So
Oh,
Sounds
wow.
good.
Damn.
Takes a month,
for a charter,
even though
I
we're
believe.
we're not.
No. This right now is not going to take a month. It's just gonna take
Okay.
A
few
month
seconds.
of game time, not a month of play time.
Establish
So we've
that.
got upkeep phase, projects phase, event phase, downtime activities, charter project. Oh, there's a whole lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, there's a lot you have to do for each phase. So there's an upkeep phase, projects phase, and events phase. Okay.
This is learning the kingdom
Yeah.
It's
stuff all
kingdom
over
building.
again.
Yeah.
It's a charter term plays out at the end of each in-game month after all other adventures and missions have been resolved. So let's look at the charter, or the calendar we have here.
You have a calendar set up in Fantasy Grounds?
I believe I do. I click the button and it pops up.
Yeah, there's a calendar. I mean, what is today? Today is.
What day do you want
I
to
don't
start?
Which month? Why would you say? I don't know.
It is the
13th,
what?
the 13th
Of
13th of what?
Friday.
of the 5th month, whatever that is.
1, 2, 3, 4. Desness?
That's
Sounds
13th
good.
Of Desness. Ed log entry. As a GM. Okay. What's that? Can you see that?
yeah.
Alright, so was it
Where am I
Sanctuary?
looking?
Sanctuary established. You guys see that?
Where am I
Mhm.
looking?
On the calendar?
On the calendar.
Did you click the button?
Calendar.
I don't see your
Uh,
text in the block. I don't know if you need to hit
What
enter
button?
to save it.
Do you see, like, if you click the all logs, do you see it? Like the 13th
Yes.
Desness?
All logs.
Do you see
So,
anything?
If you guys click the calendar up in the upper right,
I see that. I got there,
and then there's a button for all logs at the bottom of the calendars.
but there's nothing
There's
inside
nothing
the.
there. Okay, let me go ahead and
lock.
put it
Oh,
in the players
calendar,
and see if
okay.
you guys see that then.
Yes.
Hey, there you go.
It's spelled
Yep.
established, Mr. T. But
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a chemistry teacher, not a freaking spelling person.
I know.
Are you guys
know.
able to, like, add to the calendar?
Add log entry.
Cannot.
No.
That I know of.
No, we're not able to. Only you.
Okay, well, that's fine. I guess it's cool that I can do it.
We can view the logs though.
Okay, well, that's at least something. So we can keep, so on the 31st of Desness, we're going to have to do a charter turn. Okay? So that we have until then to do a charter turn.
So 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Something like that, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to what we're doing around here. Okay. When the PC shuttle touches down, describe the pastoral setting around you guys at the landing site.
It's pasture land. Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
It's let's see here. The majestic line of verdant trees. Oh, that's a different one.
No, this
The
is
enormous
we got.
glittering lake to the west.
Yep.
Okay, actually, let me go to the sea on the map here and actually tell you what it says. Because it's,
Hey, you have a light blue highlighter over there?
no, I don't. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm talking away.
All right. Lake shore. A wide, stable shelf covered in grasslands juts into the massive lake in the west of the side of this hex, providing excellent visibility in every direction. The ground grows rockier near the water. Okay, so you have like rocky coast, not a sandy awesomeness. This is one of your sites you choose. Yep. Okay. This hex provides resources as deposits of useful minerals to the lake's rocky edge, as well provides a source of edible fish. In addition, migratory birds with blunt tusks frequently nest here to feed on these fish. The birds and their eggs can be another source of food. Isn't that fun?
Hey, yeah, we got good food set up.
Yeah, but at least you guys won't starve initially, assuming that it's edible.
Or can be made edible.
And
Yeah, that
Much as poisonous to everybody. I wouldn't do that probably.
probably, maybe.
All right, so okay. So you land. Let me go ahead and open up a thingy. There we go. Event 1 image. I have.
Are we done with the map for now?
You can close that one.
Okay.
Ooh, lovely.
And I even hear the spaceship landing in the background too.
You do? Like that's cool, I guess. Whatever. Party sheet.
Right.
No, that's not it. Calendar. Effects. Combat tracker. Okay.
Combat tracker. Why would there be combat?
Because we're on a map, right?
We're exploring.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's insane.
Hey, Mike, you're going to need to add Eco1. Add his token in.
Who
Its
knows?
token.
One.
That's my car. My truck.
Where is it at?
Discord if you didn't save it. Way up there.
Zoom.
I'll give you a zoom image.
No, my question is like, is it? Oh, it's.
Oh, he's reduced. It's reduced down into medium size and following me like one of those suitcases that the Japanese have, where they follow you around. They like code onto your key fob or whatever, and the robot
That thing.
suitcase just follows you. My truck does that when it's in miniature mode.
Aww.
That is
Go into miniature mode.
You can
That
go
is
into miniature
adorable.
mode. It currently reduces it one size category.
Can you make it into a token real quick?
I can't. You have to do it.
No, like in like the program.
Oh, like change that picture to a token?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold
That
on.
makes my life easier. I can just drag it onto the thing.
You should be able to, in my character sheet in the inventory under the
Yeah,
vehicles,
I'm right there.
there is entry form and there is a token spot.
I know. I just need to be able to have it in my assets so I can.
Yeah, just save that picture as a token and
I don't know how to save
into
it.
your tokens folder. You just save it in the tokens folder and then you'll be able to pull it up.
I don't have a tokens folder. I have an images folder.
Well, if you go into assets and you get tokens, and then there should be a folder for tokens. It's usually under Fantasy Grounds tokens.
Or if you click assets tokens, it should be able to click folder, right?
An option to put a token there.
You're the only one who's going to have the option because you're the GM.
Bro. I have to.
I can't do it. The best I can do is tokenize the image, and
That's
then
all
you
I
still
need
have
you
to
to do.
load it somewhere.
That's all I need
But
to
it
do.
won't. It still just be an image
I know.
on
But then I
Discord.
can drag that image into the little circle.
From Discord?
No, from my library. No, I don't need that image. I need the tokenized image.
Okay.
All right. I'll put another image on Discord for you. One moment. Let me get it opened up.
As soon as that happens, I can easily do it. I got too many windows open.
What kind of border do I want to use?
A circle one.
I'll use a blue circle border. find this image. Where did I save it? Oh, I saved it probably in Fantasy Grounds. There it is.
Yeah. He has his own. I just went ahead and did it as well.
Right. Now my life is much easier now. Okay.
Oh no, I don't like that purple.
Just when I add it.
Well, if you had waited, like you said.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see who said it. I just copied and pasted. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
I like your color. That's nice. The way you got that.
That blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
I stole that from somewhere. I steal everything I use from somewhere.
It's not stealing.
Borrow.
Yes. It's
I like the brownish background because it kind of matches with my token image.
So Mike, in order to put Eco 1 on the tracker, you'll need to drag the dragon icon from my inventory to the tracker,
I
not
don't
his
know what a
token.
dragon icon is.
That little red box. Why'd you make another one?
I'm sorry, I missed. I made a boo boo. I need
All
to
right.
drag it onto the tracker.
Yeah, so just grab that red and white dragon square and just drag it onto the combat tracker,
That's a
and that'll
dragon?
add the vehicle. Yeah, it's a dragon.
I
think it's a dragon.
I haven't zoomed in far enough to.
Yeah, there you go. You got Eco on there. All right.
No, I need to
Is
add
there
it.
a way to like use my second monitor as well as my first monitor? Because everything's getting real crowded now.
You can, depending on how your monitors are set up, you can expand the window over multiple monitors. That's what I've got set up.
That's like what?
I don't know.
Drop it
I
in
do not
between
know
the
how
two.
to make Fantasy Grounds do that. Over to.
It's just
And then
it's
max
just
it.
dragging the window.
Okay.
It's just expanding the window. Not maximizing the window, because that'll maximize it to one screen. But you can, you just find the arrow on the corner
I see. Okay.
and just drag it over multiple screens. I might have to redo Brian's token.
Okay, so you guys are all on the map, I believe.
Looks like
Yes.
That's weird. I didn't
Okay.
tell.
So you guys can also do this little arrow thing I'm doing here by holding the left mouse button and the right mouse button at the same time. Then when you let it go, it'll stay, but then you just click again and it'll go away
Wait, where are you?
on the image I linked.
on the map.
Where'd you link?
Image
Okay, I see.
The map again. Okay.
Right,
The other thing you can do is if you have your character sheet open,
That's
you
cool.
can double click on your token in your character sheet, and it'll open up the map that your token is on.
Really?
Really. Honestly, truthfully.
That's cool.
And
All right, so we're all here.
Yeah, I
All
just
right,
want to.
So
No,
Gonna
I
count
do.
it for
you guys are in this. The shuttle has landed in this open area here.
We're gonna check it out.
Hold on a second.
Let's check.
How do you erase a drawing? Oh, there we go.
I have no idea.
Nope. How do you erase the arrow? You erase an arrow.
Click
You
again.
click both mouse buttons again, and it'll go away.
Oh, okay.
Y'all can see my arrow, right?
No, I don't know where we are still. I don't see a linked image. Oh, now I do. Hold on, there it is.
This link,
says
it's in
event.
chat.
I'm blind.
It's
I'm
okay.
blind.
It's okay to be blind.
I'm looking at the thing in the bottom, and I thought that was they were before. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten that token thing, and then I just did. That was very nice.
What token?
Weird.
You can click on the token in the character sheet to open the map for you.
Oh,
I had the map open, then closed it just so I could open it with that
Right.
different method.
So, something else to consider that we should probably talk about since we're likely to get into combat. Targeting other things. So now would be a good time to practice targeting. You can either target through the combat tracker, or you can target on the map. If you hold control and left click, you target. So you can see right now Brian has Katya targeted. If you look in the combat tracker, you can see that I have her targeted. It also tells me the distance to her with an arrow. Kyle can probably see that as he is 5 feet from Fairbanks. You can target multiples. If you have the toolbar opened at the top of the map, there's targeting mode, clear targets, target all friendly units, target all enemy units in case you're doing like an area of effect kind of thing. And this is how the program will know if your attacks hit, because it'll look at the target and determine, based on what's
I
the
don't see the
information
arrow you're talking about.
You have to point at the token, at your token.
Yeah, you have to have your token clicked.
Uh,
You have to have your token active
Okay, I see now.
for your screen, and then it'll give
Okay, I see
you
it now.
the range.
Okay, thank you.
And so that's targeting.
Why is
Uh,
there this thing like that?
Yeah, I guess we'll get into more of that later, Mike.
So
What's going to happen? We're on the gangplank
Yes.
coming out of the ship.
You're there.
We're here. What are these little? It looks like there's little swampy areas.
I'm assuming they're shrubberies of some sort.
All right, yeah, because it looks like
Or
there's
a
kind of
big-ass
shrubberies around
rock or
dirt areas.
something.
Oh, a big rock. Okay, I can see that being a rock. It looks more like a pit by the way they shadowed it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
how they are with maps.
They steal them. I mean, borrow them from
Yes.
other things.
I don't know. Is there an explanation what's going on here?
All right.
No, there's not.
So, all right. So right now you have the map. You have tokens unlocked.
I do.
When we get into something important, you will of course want to lock
Why?
tokens. To control movement. I mean, you don't have to, but it tends to be useful. I'm going to take a couple of moments and turn Eco 1 back into a full-size truck.
Go gadget vehicle.
Yeah, basically I touch it, and I can actually mount as part of the full action into the driver's seat. And so I do.
Why is there a starfish in the corner of the image?
A starfish in the corner of which image?
Yellow in the corner of Eco 1. Bottom left-hand corner, like a little starfish-looking thing.
What?
I see the starfish over here because I placed one. I don't know what you mean.
I mean,
I'm not sure what you're saying.
if you look at, I don't know how to explain. It looks like a starfish. If you look on the stream, I'm pointing right at it.
Let me look at the stream.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Running?
Don't know what that means. Let me see what happens when I do
Is it
this.
DR5 all maybe?
Oh, that's probably what it is, because Eco 1 has hardness, which is DR5 all basically. So because it's a vehicle, so it has hardness. But they don't have hardness keyed in any way, so it just becomes DR5 all.
Alright.
Yeah, there's enough room in Eco 1 to seat 6 passengers.
Nice.
Might need to go what is it? Amphibious with Eco 1 next level. Not sure.
Well, right now I'm gonna go ahead. I locked token movement. I don't know why, but I did.
Oh.
So when token movement is locked, you basically move your token where you want it to go, and then the GM approves it and it moves there.
Oh. Very
That
good.
way, if there's traps or something in the way, or he's bringing out
Oh.
monsters or something, we don't move around until he's ready for us.
Oh.
Oh. Bunch of things.
These are interesting looking critters.
Huh.
Oh my.
Let me show you a picture of them.
Can I roll a life sciences check on them?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. So I gotta wait for my turn?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
Here, I linked it.
They look like critters.
think I linked it.
There
Nope.
should be a way to open these things up for you to just show us these things. I mean, there's stuff in the chat, but I can't click on it to look.
Yeah,
at it.
I can't get it either.
Well, if you look on the stream, there it is.
I don't know. I don't even remember what the stream is.
Here, I'll
It's Twitch TV. It's just
That's the
Noven
stream.
Hero.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Wow,
They
look at
nasty
that.
looking. Ew.
Okay. The real question is, how do
Aw.
I add them to the initiative? The combat tracker. Just drag them.
Are they not already in the combat tracker?
Dude, I don't know how to do that.
Normally, everything's in the combat tracker, and then you put them on the board. You drop them on the board from the combat tracker.
Okay.
But if they're not, you should just have to. It doesn't seem
Stop
to
it.
work to drag them onto the combat tracker.
Let's just delete them and see if that does something.
Do you have them in the NPCs tab?
I do.
You have to drag them from. You'll have to drag their icon from there into the combat tracker,
Why?
because that's everything comes from there.
But it's on the.
From-
I have the on the
from the thing.
encounter though.
Well, see, that's the other thing. When they actually make this up, there will be an encounter, and it'll all be loaded. And so you load that encounter, and it puts them all on the combat tracker. But you don't have that option yet because it hasn't been completed and put out.
So I have to go to the combat tracker and then.
So
add 'em
you
in.
have to load. You have to load the encounter into the combat tracker manually. Yes.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
it's a little less than easy.
All right. You guys.
Well, if
consider-
it were easy, would it even be worth doing?
Hey, you got one on there. And then it would disappear. Oh, there they are. There's also a, if you care, there's an option in the options where it randomly numbers your NPCs. So that if we can't see them, you have some that we can't see, but we get numbers that don't tell us how many are actually there.
Now, how do I roll? Make sure. How do we roll initiative? How does this work?
You have a button at the bottom of your combat tracker. I can't see the bottom; it's below the pictures.
Where's the... Why am I not seeing the combat tracker?
Oops.
Because you don't have it open.
Is that on the... Oh, I got
Upright,
it.
crossroads.
The menu
Yeah,
button,
yeah.
Mike.
What?
And
I
then
found
there's
it.
those hands, and in the menu button down at the bottom,
Yeah.
it says menu. It literally says menu. The button is
Yeah, I
yellow
clicked it.
with the word
Oh,
menu.
it's initiative.
Right. And then there is a initiative hand, and that calls for initiative. And then it's gonna, when you click that, go ahead, click it.
Roll all initiatives.
Right. There's an option to roll all initiatives or roll NPC initiatives, and then we can
Kyle.
all roll our own. I mean,
Kyle-
you can roll them for us, or we can roll our own.
Kyle needs to fix
That's
his
up to
initiative modifier because there's no way
Yeah,
you can
Kyle-
could have got 107.
107. That doesn't make any sense at all, Kyle. I don't know
Let
what
me
you
look
got
at
jacked
this.
up in your sheet.
I have
You got
180 dexterity.
You have a plus 100 in your roller.
I have 180 dexterity. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 18.
That's just not gonna. That's just not. Gonna
So
fly.
just minus a 0 off of that. It's a 17 because it was plus 90 instead of a plus.
You can
5.
click in that box, Mike, and just change it.
I did. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Alex, did you find the tracker?
Yeah, I have it up.
Except
I
that
thought
they
that
get, they get a
was
surprise
weird.
round
Why did they get a surprise round?
because you pissed them off. Okay, now let me go ahead and tell you what's going on.
We
So
were
I-
surprised.
Yeah. As you guys go ahead and get the ship touches down and you guys descend the ramp, These little creatures have burrowed from the ground, and they appear to be driven into a rage of some sort. And they're going to attack people. Now, how do I target somebody?
Control.
I don't know.
Left click.
Control click, and that targets. But you might want to have,
Control click.
if you just click on it, then you will activate that token, just like in Roll20. That's the current active token. At the top of the map, you see all those buttons at the top of the map box?
Yeah.
Okay, there's the targeting ones right there in the middle. There's 4 of them. There's a circle, a crossed out circle, a flag, and the swords. Those are your targeting buttons. The first one, they're target mode. When you turn that on, it's going to change what you can do. So there, you targeted all enemies.
I just want to target one person.
Well, clear all your targets, and then right or control click on the target.
Okay. So he's gonna move there, and then
There you go.
bite ya.
Now you can see how far away he is. And then you should be able to just
Double
click that sword or double click the sword. There it goes. Oh, you got hit, Fairbank.
Oh,
Did I actually
it's not nice.
Did it hit him?
Yes, that hits my.
This is already
I don't think we're heavily armored here.
No, not at all.
You should have gotten in Eco 1. You'd get cover.
I was
Everyone in Eco 1 has cover, by the way.
Did it take damage?
Yeah, I
I'd
tried
take-
to, but I just spawned my thing
I
first.
take 1 point of damage.
I want to actually see if it did any damage to him.
Yeah, I see the
Well, you
damage.
gotta roll damage. It did. Absorb stamina 1 hit point. I mean, it did 1 damage. His stamina points took it. You can look on his thing up here where it says fatigue, the column that says fatigue. You'll
Yeah.
see there's a 1.
Oh.
That is
Yep.
the points of stamina damage he has taken.
Oh. Okay. Cool. So the next guy is going to go. Where is he at? I don't know where he is. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and bite this guy. Did I miss? I don't think so. I didn't target anybody, did I? But I missed.
No.
So anyway, so what's your KAC?
My KAC's 13.
Okay, so I missed you.
I don't know what you rolled, so I believe.
You don't see that? It says 12 right there.
No, I don't. I did not see the 12.
Yeah, we don't see that. We just see the attack.
Yeah, we don't. Where you have whatever you have turned on, we don't see the dice result. We just see the final calculated result.
Why don't I? How do I make it so you guys see the rolls then? That's messed up.
Go to.
If we're targeting us, we can see it.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
if you're not targeting anyone, we cannot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Sorry, guys.
No, it's learning. It's growing pains. We're learning a new system.
And I see this little pubic hair looking thing here.
Yep.
How do I target again? A control click?
That's a companion. That companion is not on the combat tracker. I don't know if that
That's
companion.
because I think it
has-
goes to my turn.
Well, yeah, Well, Eco 1 goes on my turn too, because Eco 1 doesn't do anything unless I make it do something.
Oh,
But-
fair enough.
Well, in that case, I'm going to target the lady then.
I don't know how to add the combat tracker, so.
You can't. The GM has to do it.
Oh, okay. That'd be why.
How do you do that? The same way you do with my vehicle. You just go to the inventory tab and go to allies
Yeah.
and drag the little
Okay,
marker.
so I hit Katya, I believe. It says hit. Yeah. Okay, now let's do the damage.
Yep.
It tracks damage. That's so cool. And this guy
That is cool.
is gonna go. Target Katya. Because you look soft and squishy.
As opposed to that vehicle.
Which looks hard and not squishy.
Right. Looks like they got a decent to hit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Oh, 1 damage again.
And this guy, he's like, okay, I guess I go hit the Is that full cover inside?
It's cover, not improved cover, so it's just +4 armor class. You can use the cover button down in the lower right. You click cover and then roll your attack, and it'll apply a cover bonus. Or should apply the cover bonus to the target.
I don't want to target Orthus. I want to target the truck.
We'll target the other corner then instead of where
Yeah, let's
Orthus is.
target that. All good.
I mean, if you want to bite the tires, go right ahead.
Hey!
Oh, a critical hit on. I guess it has a +0 to hit because you rolled a natural 20. Oh, weird.
Well,
Okay, roll your
cover
damage.
bonus. I guess.
Oh well, the truck doesn't have cover.
No, I had a +4 to attack, and then the cover bonus.
Well, I'm saying the truck itself doesn't have cover. Those that are inside the truck have cover.
Oh, I was trying to bite Orthus, I guess then, but
Okay, well,
he's in the truck, so he has cover, right?
right.
So I hit him.
So you should target Orthus,
Oh my god.
not
You know,
the
I'll
truck.
just bite the damn truck.
All right,
I bit the damn truck. I created the truck.
roll your damage. All right, good job.
So I do like nothing to it.
You do no damage to the truck. Hardness, you got to get through hardness of 5 to do damage.
Oh, that's fine. That was fun.
So that's the point.
I think I'm getting the hang of this, maybe?
So if you have a problem clicking my token, it looks like you can click through the combat tracker itself.
Yes, you can control click in the combat tracker.
Hmm.
All right. So is this just going to go back to the beginning, or
Yes.
because it was a surprise round, right? So
Yes.
Kyle Fairbanks and Catch all with the 17s kind of get the lead there.
Okay, so
So right now, Eco
Targeted?
1 is not moving, so we don't take any penalties to shoot from the vehicle.
okay, so I targeted the
Yep.
thing, but I don't get any of the options for the attack, like you were saying. Do I have to go through my character sheet and do that?
You should go on your character sheet, go to your actions tab,
Okay.
and then you should see a list of your weapons.
Yes.
You got your weapon name, and then there's a little symbol that marks whether it's melee or ranged, and then there's an attack button. If you're doing a regular attack, you just click that twice. If you're doing a full attack, the next one is your full attack bonus. You can click that twice, and it'll roll one of your full attacks. And then you can click it again to roll another full attack. If you wanted to do a full attack against 2 different creatures, you could change your targets in between.
Okay, I'm going to roll a trick attack.
All right, trick attack. Did you found your action for that, right? That's going to be lower.
Oh no, how do I... Okay, escape.
Yeah, I think
Because-
figure this out.
So we set up the action for your
Yes.
trick attack earlier. There should be a dice roller, a dice button next to your trick attack.
And I can just click that and it'll roll it against the target I selected.
Yes. And it'll tell you that you succeeded. You beat a DC 20, so you're good. Which means then you can, add the effects. And then, so the really great thing is you can always leave that custom effect on your character. I mean, it's got a duration of 1, but whatever. Now you just roll your attack against it.
I just roll the regular attack like
Yep.
it was normal.
Yep. And it's going to apply the bonuses. Unfortunately, you missed. But you can see there where it applied the defense effect -2 for it being flat-footed.
Okay, cool.
And now can he
Very
hit
good.
the next, or do I have to hit the next?
He can or you can.
Well, I don't want
Where do I hit? Where can I hit the
the
next?
little
Okay.
arrow
the
at
bottom?
That says next actor. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Look at that.
Yeah. For us,
Cool.
it says turn complete.
Oh,
For the players, it'll say turn complete, and it'll move to the next player.
okay.
Or the
Nifty.
next.
Jeez, I didn't want to ruin this freaking overlay.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I definitely think we'll go with smaller pictures of the people. I think maybe you and I should get together, outside of stream time and
Yeah, definitely.
just take a look at what it looks like. But yeah, we'll work on that. We knew it was going to be a work in progress.
Indeed, sir. I do appreciate your time. How are your chickens, by the way?
I had really scrawny wings for dinner.
Oh, okay.
But I had a dozen of them, and then I had 3 pieces of pizza, so it was good dinner.
Okay. So I believe it is Fairbanks' turn to probably get
Run away.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked.
I mean, these things look pretty hardy.
I don't know. Do a life sciences check. Figure out what they are.
Great. I don't think I'm good at life science.
I don't know. Let me look at the party sheet and tell you if you're good at life
Oh yeah,
sciences.
there's a party sheet thing in there.
No, I don't have anything in life science.
Fairbanks is not trained in life sciences, so that's not going to be any good anyway.
Mysticism.
Brian's good at it. So is Kyle.
Yeah, Brian's good at all kinds of things.
I'm good at a lot of stuff too.
Let me see. Could I? Well, I definitely take a guarded step.
Are you sure?
Here.
Because they love to, munch on
Yeah, no, I take a guarded step. I think.
Yeah, make your way to get to the truck. Get to the chopper.
Yep, and would then and then I can use the remainder of my movement to get in, or do I have to do something to get into the truck?
It is a movement action to enter a vehicle. Cool.
But it's a full movement action, correct?
Let's see. Hold on. It's not a full round action. It's vehicle technical rules. Move actions are board and disembark a vehicle. You can board and disembark a vehicle as a move action.
Okay.
So you would need a specific action to board the vehicle.
Exactly, and I had to use my move action to take a 5-foot step.
Right. You've used one move action now. You can move up to the vehicle and then take a move action next turn to board it.
Yeah, but I if I'm gonna do that, I could still do that next turn.
Right.
So,
you can take a full round action to move and board next turn.
Exactly. So that's what I'm gonna do next turn, and instead I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my action to cast a spell.
Oh,
Hazard.
Yeah, I know. I was planning to use hazard for this.
Don't let
tell
the
me.
fire.
No, I think I'm gonna go with electricity.
Witch warpers are kind of like warlocks.
Yeah, they are.
Hazard.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna make a little hazard. We'll say right between these two, the two that attack me. They have to make a reflex save.
Okay, which one?
Actually, what's really great is you target the both of them.
Oh, okay. So I click the target guy.
You have hazard listed as a spell in your sheet, right? Does it have?
Yes,
it?
it is.
Does it have spell actions for it?
You've targeted way more than 2 things.
Well, it targets. It's a 5-foot blast, right?
Yes.
So it actually originates on a corner, and then it goes out 5 feet. So it covers
an
an
targeting
area.
thing. Targeted more.
Oh, okay. You're saying he had more than one targeted. Just
More than 2,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to want to target each of them. Just control click the 2 that are
Okay.
Beetle 2 and Beetle 1.
Okay. So control click. Am I not doing this right? Okay. Control click.
Yep, and then the other one.
Have I done this right? Okay. So I've targeted beat and then do it again.
For Beetle 1. There you go.
Okay. I've got Beetle 1 and Beetle 2,
Beetle
and then
juice,
I
Beetle
just
juice.
click the cast button.
Yeah, you should be able to just click the cast button, and it will make them roll their saves. The one saved, the one failed.
Nice.
So, and then you can click the damage,
Oh, and then I click the damage button.
and it will
Max
that's
damage.
Damage 3 damage. So you notice only Beetle 2 took the damage because
Yes.
Beetle 1 saved.
Yep.
This is so cool.
That is really nice.
Yeah, the automation
That's
is
very nice.
really astounding in Fantasy
I'm
Grounds.
so glad that I spent.
This
all that
makes
money.
everything nicer.
You'll also
I mean,
notice since you missed Beetle 1, it automatically untargeted it. You can now go in and, clear targets or
Yeah, I can click clear target.
the one again so that it's not there,
Got
so it's ready for your next turn.
I got it. All right. Yeah, that was electricity damage if they have DR.
I placed all that stuff in their thing, I think. So
Okay. I don't know where I was supposed to set the damage type, actually.
I don't know if you have to change it within the spell
I might. Yeah.
each time you do it. So I don't know. That might be a little more clunky.
We'll figure it out in the future. But neat. So Beetle 2 looks like it's doing poorly.
So as you can see, either on the map, the little dot has turned yellow in the lower right corner, as opposed to green on
And
the other one.
in the combat tracker, it says
It
heavy.
says that he has heavy damage, which means he's almost
Yes, exactly. So that's good to know. See, that's why I did it. Okay, now I click, and now I click
Little down here.
the down thing. Turn complete.
All right, Katya.
We're going to
That's fun.
whack it.
Is it
This
Katia
one
or is
with
it Katya?
Katya.
Katya.
We're gonna attack this one with a pole.
You don't want to do that.
I already know.
Capture pull. Oh, you're trying to catch him. Catch one.
You can actually catch
That's
them.
not what that does, but
Well, it's a capture. I mean, the capture pulls are just like the noose on the end of a pole, right?
Oh.
no, they're injection weapons.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's a weapon. You can just hit him with it too. But
Yeah, but it's an injection
think it
weapon, not a
has-
biohacker.
yeah, I think it has an entangle property or something on it.
I believe it has just injection and stuff. I'm not sure. It's a melee weapon, yeah. I can view the item. There we go. Injection, grapple, injection, reach.
Yeah, grapple. It's got the grapple. So basically, I mean, it
Yeah,
is
cool.
a animal control rod.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to use the zoo or something,
Yeah, or like the dog catcher.
or like in freaking in like a idiocracy.
Right.
But alas, I missed, so I think that's my turn.
Okay.
How do I
Well,
end
you
my
could
turn?
take a movement. You could step away from them and make them come up the ramp at you.
Well, my turn.
It's fine. That's not, I didn't think of
All
that.
right. So this guy is going to use his special ability.
Uh-oh, they have special abilities.
I don't know what it is. How to make it
About
do
to
its
learn.
thing. So
I'm gonna look at your stream and see what you're doing.
No, you're not.
Oh, well, I am, but
Fine. Just move it and hide it.
why is the stream so fuzzy?
I don't know.
Oh, it came into view. It may just be me
going to
loading it.
expel my lumpy stomach into an adjacent square. So here.
Oh, that's
next to
disgusting.
Fairbanks.
Oh, it keeps.
I'm going to vomit out some stomach stuff. And I need you to make a reflex save there, Fairbanks.
Yeah, bet.
Oh, well, that's not nice at all. All right.
The DC 8 reflex save.
Let's see. I rolled a 5. Did that go through?
No.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this right. I think maybe I didn't have my tokens.
I'll take
I mean, that shouldn't matter on.
No,
your-
well, I rolled an 8. It was a natural 5, but
You should be able to just roll straight from your character sheet on the main tab.
that's what I did. That's
And
what I
it
did. I just rolled a 16.
And it didn't put it in the.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Okay, now it worked.
Okay,
All right.
so you saved.
Well,
What were you doing different?
I was dragging it and it rolled a die.
Oh,
'cause
if
I'd
you're,
seen that
if
it
you're
did
gonna
that.
drag it, you have to drag the die either onto the chat box so that it goes to chat, or
Yeah.
like if it's an attack, you can drag it onto the creature, the token you're attacking,
Oh, neat.
and it will
Okay.
automatically target it and do that. roll.
Oh, that's very cool.
This one's also
Well,
going
it's-
to go ahead and orf up some stuff. I need you to do another reflex save.
All right. Let's see if this works.
There you go.
Nice.
This one is
Rolling rocks.
interested in Katya still, so it's going to go ahead and fight her and succeed.
Mole beetles. Molecular beetles? That sounds cooler.
Yeah. Gonna go ahead and bite Ryan.
No, it's not.
They're a little larger than
Have cover.
molecular bleeders.
Just gonna go ahead and try to bite him.
Sounds good. Try and bite me.
I'll claw you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. He's gonna try to attack me. Gotcha.
Okay.
Door's getting in the way.
This one's gonna go ahead and attack Orifice.
I know there's got to be a way to put cover on our characters in the combat tracker, so you don't have to mess with the button down there. I'm just not sure how to do it yet.
But, this one's also gonna attack Orifice. Cover button. Hey!
Oh, you got a hit.
Oh, dude,
Orthus, your armor class isn't very high.
it is not.
Alright, so
Just
now
saying.
it is
Oh,
Brian's
it's Brian's turn. I want to try and identify what these things are.
Brian.
Yeah, he's got a big one. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't
Confident
identify.
that you know that they're space goblins.
They're space goblins. I don't think they're space goblins. They don't look like goblins.
Well, that's what you
But
think.
I don't think that's what I think. There's no critical fails in skill checks. I just don't know much about them. They do seem to have a carapace, though.
You think?
Yeah, let's see.
It appeared to be some humanoid thing.
Okay, so let's see here. I think what I want to do is collide. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to drive my vehicle over this way and drive it into this guy.
Where are you driving it to?
Right where it is, 5 feet. And then bump into this beetle over here.
Which beetle?
The one I have targeted. Beetle 1.
Okay.
And I was successful! I hit Mole Beetle 1. And he's dead.
Oh,
And so the way I was going to do this, Mike, because I don't have a way to roll damage against myself,
Okay.
and what it says for collision is my vehicle takes half of that, so half of whatever I roll. So my vehicle would take 4 bludgeoning damage, but based on hardness 5, it doesn't take any. So done.
okay.
I drove over your bug.
Well, he's not dead. He's dying.
Blat. He's dead.
Squish.
He squished bug. I squished the bug with a truck.
He's not dead. He's just dying.
Why didn't Starship Troopers think of that?
Drive the trucks over the bugs. Why not?
'Cause
I
they
think
have
their
truck
bugs are a
size
little bit
bugs.
bigger.
We'll get bigger trucks.
Yeah,
Um,
just build a giant boot.
That's why,
Drop it
Yep.
from orbit.
That's why in the third
There you
movie
go.
They had mechs.
so being in the vehicle, does that?
The vehicle moved this turn, so
Mhm.
you will have a penalty to your attacks of -3,
So in the bottom left-hand corner is a modifier button.
and you can type in -3, and it will apply it to your attack roll, to your next roll.
And if I were to shoot out of the vehicle, does it give the bug still take an AOO at me?
Yes, but you have cover.
Yes.
I mean, you're still taking a ranged attack within melee range, so. But you have cover. It didn't help on the last one that bit you, but.
So are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to hit you real quick.
Okay, you do that.
Beetle 6. So he is going. Is there a quick way to do an attack of opportunity here?
No quicker than a regular attack. You select him, you select his target, you roll your attack.
Oh, I missed.
He missed you. You missed him.
Well, it's, you know.
Wah, wah, wah.
Mutual missing.
Next.
Eco 1 doesn't actually get a action. Yeah.
Does Eco One have a gun mounted or anything?
It's level 1.
No. it's an eye level 1 truck. It has a lot of seats and it can go places.
Okay,
That's what it has.
well, we're in round 1 here. We just finished round 1.
Round
So
2,
we're going to go ahead and take 5 minutes because it's been 2 hours. So
Cool.
go get a beverage, you'll go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Excellent.
All right, so GM is back.
So they have an extension called Ready Check.
Oh,
I
they
haven't
do?
looked, but I think it's something that you, as the GM, could just hit a button, and it would send a thing to all of our programs that lets us click a button to say we're ready.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Granted, we can just put an X in chat.
Yeah, that works too.
I mean,
There's-
it's worked for what, 4 years now or
you
something?
can also call for a vote. You can call for a vote in chat as the GM. I think anyone can call for a vote. I think
How
it's
does
just
that
slash.
Yeah.
Yep, slash vote, and then you either put an X or a check or an X.
Gotta do the loot, master loot.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Now we got two
you
people.
put
on-
slash vote back.
We have 2 people that are not maxed out. So we'll wait. We have another
couple of minutes.
5-minute break.
Well, it hasn't been 5. Hey, can I lobby for whenever we need to vote? I get to make a diplomacy check to influence other people's votes.
You can lobby all you want.
Well, can I do it like say right now? I say as a level 1 character with a +8 to diplomacy, who's not an envoy.
You want to influence the other players?
Yeah, it's a joke, Phil.
Oh, okay,
I'm kidding.
I was just trying to figure out if that's what you were saying.
Yes, that's what I was saying in chess.
In jest, gotcha.
Try
I
to influence
understand.
the Beatles, but
So I didn't actually build the character initially thinking about it, but it just sort of happened to be that the choices I made because I thought they would make for an interesting character from a roleplay perspective happened to be excellent for diplomacy. So I popped, whenever I popped a single skill rank in there. But
Well, it's we do need a face for the group.
well, the thing is, Witch Weird. I mean, it's a class skill for Witch Warpers as well, but also the Witch Weirds have a racial bonus to diplomacy and bluff.
okay.
So I get a bonus +2 just for being a Witch Weird.
Amber, you back?
Just got back. Hold on.
Duncan, are you back?
I put the check mark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got 4 checks on Brian.
I don't know how to check it.
All
Check
right,
the
we're
thing.
all back.
You just
On it.
click it.
All right,
You just
so
click it.
we're back in the
If you
combat.
click again,
I gotta
if you
fix
click
that.
again, it becomes an X. So there's a yes,
Oh.
no, not voted options.
Okay. So, Mr. McCain, it's your turn.
Shoot him!
Ooh.
Well, you tricked it.
He is definitely tricked.
And then grab and roll.
And you hit him.
Now, how do I do the damage? Drag the damage over?
You can drag the. You already have him targeted, so you can just double click the damage box.
Says you already hit him though.
It'll roll it, and because you have the effect on him, it automatically rolled the D4. And now that beetle's dying. Did you apply? I'm gonna ask this only because I want to keep the vehicle stuff. You needed a -3. Would an 11
Yes.
get its KAC?
I applied
Or
them on
did you apply it? Oh, okay. If you applied you applied it to your first roll, so it applied to your survival check for your trick
Oh, okay.
instead of your attack. Whenever you put it in the modifier box, it's going to apply it to the next die you roll.
Well, 11 is not going to do it.
Yeah, so Mike's going to have to add 5 hit points back to that creature, or however many it had left.
5 to Beetle 2.
But Beetle 2 already had damage on it, so it shouldn't be at full health.
How do I add stuff back to it?
In the combat tracker, just change the number in the hit points block, whatever it is. So you should see a hit points block as well as the dying status.
Okay.
And then you'll probably have to remove the... you see how you see... I can't see the beetles there, but you should have a hit point box for them and a wounds box. And just remove whatever you need to, replace whatever you need to. And then remove the effects.
I don't know how to do any of that.
All right. Well, you should be able to remove the effects by clicking on the little stumbling man icon,
Yeah, okay, I got the effects.
and then you should just be able to remove that line of effects.
Dying.
All of them, the dying. Yeah.
Dying.
You just click on the little do not enter button.
Not prone,
For
he's
the-
not unconscious.
Right. Those
He is
bottom
flat-footed,
can
though.
get removed. Yep, because he got tricked. Granted, that really is going to go away. Then you can close the dying man, and you can get him back to whatever hit points he had before he got shot.
Put HP, I put
Yeah.
5. So,
I don't know. What are their max hit points?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, it probably has them listed there for the other ones. I don't know how many hit points. How many hit points did Fairbanks do to it?
Before I did 3.
3. So he should probably only have 3 hit points left.
Okay. So, for 3 then.
There you go. He should have heavy damage or something instead of dying. You might have to change that status. I don't know how you do that.
He's fine. All right, Fairbanks, you're up.
Oh, goody. Yeah, I'm gonna do. That's the. Well, those 2 are dying.
No,
Well,
that one on top is not.
2 is not dying. 2 has 3 hit points left.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Then I will target. I'll just target those guys again, and I will go ahead and pass hazard again.
Well, number 1 is already dead, so.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. But number 2 failed again. So, damage. Max damage again.
Well, a 5 instead of. Well, max, yeah, because it's a D3.
Yeah, it's a D3. And then I will use my move action to board the thing.
It looks like, Mike, when you added the hit points to it, you put them in temporary hit points. That's why it still said dying. Because its actual hit points were still 0.
Okay.
Yeah, neither here nor there. It's dead now.
Yeah. Katya.
Okay.
Oh, and I was wrong. My racial bonus hadn't been automatically included. I actually started at level 1 with a +10 to diplomacy and bluff.
Nice. Yeah, the racials don't get automatically included, so you got to go in and put them in the modifiers.
Yeah. I just did that now because I was looking. I was like, wait a second.
Okay.
Even more.
We tried last time, so the same thing targeted, so we're gonna attack it. With a minor injection. Or a nice one to attack with it hits.
Hey.
And it is.
There you go.
Oh no, poor beetle.
I don't think your injection matters. Wow, you got some
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, +3 strength.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Strong
mean, a
low
melee
sword.
biohacker.
A melee biohacker, yeah. Well, that's good because no one else in this group is melee. Except for my truck.
Alright, hit the little arrow button.
Oh, sorry. Keep add that.
Man, he's dying, so he can't do anything.
Yeah. You can, there's an option, probably in the options thing where it'll skip dying characters or dead characters. Like the NPCs and stuff. But,
oops.
The other thing people
All
do is they
points
just,
does the mole beetle have?
none. Like when you went through, it's dying. Now it says dead, no resolve. Dead, no resolve. And as you go through that one, it'll change to dead, no resolve.
And it's gonna attack Katya.
Mole Beetle 3's dying.
Oh, it is? Shit.
Oh.
It's not attacking anything.
Well, it's not. Fine. It's not.
Death throws.
It's attacking in his mind.
Yeah.
So, Beetle 4. Where's Beetle 3 at? Oh, okay.
Dead.
I was confused. There we go. Oh!
Critical
Oh,
hit.
no.
That's nice. It's going to do 2 points of damage.
It's funny. It says 1d6, and it's not doing any damage.
Is it? It's not even rolling a die. What is it? Let me take a look at the stream. Show me it on the stream. Show me the creature's attacks. D6 plus 1. Flashing. And if you double click on the D6 plus 1, what does it do? Because it's not rolling, it's just throwing out a 1.
Let me try this. I don't like that.
Yeah, with a small D, I think that's probably...
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
All those are the old ones, though. I mean, you could just drop a dice and then change it in the combat track.
I'm not worried about it. So know for the future.
Yeah, little D's.
Okay. So this guy is gonna go here and attack Fairbanks.
I'm in the thing.
Yeah, you got cover.
Yeah, you get a +4.
Yeah. Minus
Not going to matter. Your armor class is too low.
I'm a witch warper.
That would have hit me too, but
I know.
What's your
You hit me.
AC?
My KC is 13.
Okay, I got you.
yeah. I mean, my KAC is 15, so that would have still
so
hit
we're not
me.
going to do that. We're going to take that. I'm going to give it back to you. I don't know how to give that back to you. Fairbanks. So 1.
No. I
Change
thought I
your
do take
combat
it.
track.
No, I'm not going to.
Why?
I want to roll the actual damage.
It
Oh,
should be actually rolling
fine.
dice. The damage is not rolling properly.
Adjusting, so +1. Okay. So 5.
And then you'll just apply that to his... In this case, it'll be 3 points to stamina, and then he's going to take 2 points of wounds.
How do I do this?
So change his 1
Do a 4?
to a 4. And then in the wound column, W and D,
1.
put in a 2.
Oh, 2.
Oh, no. You
Not
gotta...
12.
Yeah. You'd be dead. There you go. Now Fairbanks is injured.
Oh, this is awful.
Keep all arms, hands, and body parts inside the vehicle.
I did. It bit through it.
Alright, so now this
Roll the
guy,
window up.
Beetle's going to go ahead and attack Orthus again.
Who says no?
And miss.
See, Orthus has figured it out. I'm gonna throw Eco 1 into drive, and we are going to slam into this bug between us and Katya. Oh, you're moving my truck all over the place.
People in the way.
Zoom, zoom.
I gotta click on the right guy. Click off. Oh, Eco 1's in front. I don't know how to change who's in front.
I don't know either.
Okay, well, I got the right thing targeted, so. Collision.
Hey.
Hit it. I can't critical with it, though, so that's the only thing. I can't critical. Ooh, wow. I did a lot of damage. That's going to actually hurt the truck. Half of that would be 5. Oh, no, it's not going to hurt the truck. Hardness 5, no damage.
Alright.
Excellent.
And done.
Orthus, save the day.
He keeps putting on his places. That's going to get hit by beetles. What is this madness?
Wonder how
It's rudimentary life forms.
No one knows what these things are.
No, yeah, I failed.
Should probably roll to see.
I didn't actually roll. I forgot to do that.
I mean,
I'll do that
you're a
next turn.
biohacker, right? And do you know things
Yeah.
about biology?
Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Allegedly.
It's a free action. I mean,
I forgot. I'm used to an often not being a free action, so.
not used to characters that have the smarts.
How do you
That,
roll skills
and I'm
again?
also used to, even when I do have the smarts, and not being a free
What-
action.
what do you wanna
But
do?
I can do it.
roll skills?
You just go to the skills tab and you just double click on the the box on the far right-hand side that has the little die icon next with it, and it will roll the skill.
The far right hand side.
Yep, of the in the skills tab, you've got the total column,
Yeah.
and it's got a box with a D20. Just double click on that box or drag it to the chat.
Okay.
Hey,
That's a skill, life
you
science.
know that it is a beetle. It's a vermin. It has 6 hit points. It's got no resistances of any kind. And
It's not
it has-
resistant to tires, that's for
yeah,
sure.
It's got a special ability where it can vomit up things from its stomach and cause hooks to fly out, and like it'll cause you to bleed and stuff.
That's not a very nice ability.
Trucks don't bleed.
Oh, and the truck moves. I have to-
Yeah, truck moved again, so you're -3 again.
Are you going to attack somebody?
But you have +4 armor class.
Are you attacking the beetle 6? Okay, he's gonna go ahead.
Oh,
and
you
both of
hit
them
it.
are gonna take attacks of opportunity on you.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Okay, beetle 5 is going to attack Orthis.
Don't forget the cover.
I think.
Maybe.
Beetle 5. Orthis.
No. There's got to be a way to do a attack of opportunity without changing whose turn it is.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's
Oh.
negative.
Oh.
It's -4, so.
Oh, so it's actually a 12.
That I hit.
That hit?
That will not hit.
Okay. I'll just say.
Oh,
Jesus.
nice.
Man, that doesn't.
Yay.
And you can roll your damage on it. Oh, that's good damage.
Why you gotta be murdering my beetles?
We got to kill your
They're
bugs
trying to hit me.
because they're biting us. Well, they're biting them. I haven't been bitten.
I don't take kindly to being hurt. You changed it, okay.
I can see Kyle hanging out the backside of the truck, shooting over top of it with that rifle. Or pistol or whatever you got.
Yeah, it's a pistol.
Whoa.
Looking like a.
What is
I don't
Fascinating.
think I speak that language.
cat jump on the keyboard?
No, I'm muttering to myself in Abyssal.
Oh, very
Yeah, I
good.
don't speak that language, so I don't get the translation.
Get to,
Hey, you tricked it.
Now you add your -3 modifier.
And then. Secure? No.
And you hit it. Nice.
Yes.
And it's dead.
Yay.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
They're all
Isn't there
done,
still
right?
one up?
Nope.
Oh no, they're all dead.
Oh,
Hey.
Okay.
very good.
All right.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, where did these things come from? They seem to be some kind of vermin.
They're fucking beetles.
Indeed.
Do you think they have anything that would be useful? Or are they just in the way?
how do you add languages, by the way?
What's your
Sorry.
question about languages?
How do you add those?
They're on the notes tab.
Yeah, then what?
There's a block that says languages.
Okay.
You can hit the plus and it'll add a line.
Oh,
Um,
my. Oopsies, I know what happened. Sorry,
If you
I'm
hit
dumb.
enter, it will add another line.
Yeah, apparently if my keyboard's unplugged. Oopsies.
Oh well, that's your keyboard.
You're smart. Like, why is typing not doing anything?
All right.
Could we rest for 10 minutes, please?
Certainly.
Absolutely.
Can anybody give me a life science check?
Absolutely.
Not me.
Yeah, it's not going to be very good though.
That's it? Okay. So anybody who got 12?
McCain, Kyle did a survival check, but
Okay, life science.
it's close.
So, Brian, you noticed that these creatures were probably driven insane into a frenzy by the shuttle landing and sending tremors throughout their habitat.
Oh yeah, the shuttle landing was probably very, very violent vibrationally.
Once
probably
a proper
startled.
landing pad is in place, which the settlement can already provide, the creatures shouldn't pose a problem. So this, once everything unpacks, and you guys should
Yeah.
not have a problem with this anymore. Okay, so as soon as you guys land and the bugs get taken care of, the settlers have begin constructing and reorganizing the prefabricated building. They've had weeks to prepare, so the first buildings start going up within the first few hours.
Nice.
Okay,
Excellent.
just after sundown on the first day, you receive a call from two calls at the same time. One call was from Miletus Crinith, the settlement structural engineer, and the other one from the storage silo from Gavin Neldener, the settlement's electrician. Okay. Okay, the storage silo says, Mileda says, hello, do you hear me? Over the radio.
Roger, Melita. Continue.
Hey, the storage silo on the edge of town is in imminent danger of collapsing. I repeat, the storage silo for our food is in imminent danger of collapsing. And the other one messaged at the exact same time from Gavin, this electrician, says, hello, is anybody receiving this? This is an urgent message from Gavin.
10-4, Gavin. Proceed.
The power center that we just landed is in danger of overloading. And you cannot
Cut it down.
deal with both tasks at the same time. You must choose which
Power.
one that you are going to go to first.
Food.
Power.
Food?
I can always get more food. Power.
That's fair.
Depends on how much food's in the
Let me
tower.
point this out. Okay, the food thing is not just for food, for storage of food. Let me explain it to you. Okay, the food.
Yeah, what do we know about the
silo-
two places? The
The
silo
is a triple-walled structure that houses machinery that detects and removes contaminants from the settlement's food stores stored within. So it's also like a decontamination unit in addition to storing food.
and what do we know about the overloading system?
The power generator is the power core from the ship, which temporarily powers the settlement until a permanent reactor is built by using the stuff. So basically, you won't have power.
Without power, how are we going to construct anything or repair anything?
We can repair the power supply. If we can't, I mean, I'm an engineer. I think I can.
My question is, do we all need to go to the same one?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that.
Can we split up?
I'm glad you asked that. If the players consider splitting up to deal with the problems, remind them that there are unknown dangers on Waydana 4 that might prove perilous and lethal should you not stay together.
Don't split the party, is what he's saying.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
that either one of these things can kill you if you go alone,
Don't go alone.
Oh,
like the
I hate
Union.
this. Like in realistic situation, this is like the point you would want to split up so you can deal with everything.
I know.
Ugh.
Right.
But GM is telling you that these events will kill you if you go alone.
Everyone in the truck. We're gonna go get our food settled.
Oh, so you guys
Oh,
are deciding.
I didn't realize
no
that-
food.
We need to do a vote because I'm 100%
Alright,
for the
vote.
power.
Okay, we'll vote to go to food first. If you decline, then that would be the power vote. Uh-oh. Oh,
I think we're going to
I
food.
think you're going to food first.
Like powder might shorten or might lengthen how long it takes to set up, but without food, we're kind of fucked.
I think food's pretty important,
Um,
even for a brain.
I should just say I was just seeing what the thing is, and I clicked the button before asking. Were we approved to take that 10-minute rest?
Of course you were.
Okay, good.
This is like a couple hours
So,
towards the end of the day.
Once you, so to take your
Ah,
10-minute rest, Fairbanks, did you figure it out where you just click
Oh
the
yeah,
scan
I
button?
clicked the stand button, but I clicked it before confirming it was okay to do that.
So image event 2 is a black screen.
I know I need to put you guys on there, I think.
Yeah, it's probably got line of sight.
Indeed it does.
And without a token, we won't have sight.
There we go.
Kyle, you got sight, right?
Yeah.
Brian is sightless.
I also got this partially shaved
Hey, Brian's got sight.
person.
I thought Brian had blind sense.
Brian does have blind sense as well as dark vision.
Now, what you guys see here is do you see this wonderful lady here on the ground over here?
Yep.
Yeah, I see her.
Yes.
That is
There she is.
the lady Maleda. And
Are we coming from the north here?
Yes. And this little walled off thing is the thingy-majigger. We are going to go ahead and stop here because I don't want to get into this combat. It's going to take longer than 20 minutes. So
Oh, okay.
this would be
Okay.
a great place to stop for next time.
Okay.
I missed that for a second. I'm like, do we know who that woman is?
Yes, you do. She's the structural engineer of the
Oh.
settlers.
Meledia Krynith. She's an indefatigable worker and structural engineer. She shines as the settlement's chief builder, but once plans have been decided, she can become inflexible and unwilling to deviate.
She's a
from
woman,
them.
obviously.
Yeah, she sets her goals, and she doesn't want to be.
She
doesn't
don't need
wanna-
no man.
Yeah,
I have to give Face Guns props on how far you can zoom in
Yeah,
on this map.
that's true. You can zoom in pretty far.
Oh wow.
I'm zooming
You
in
zoom
on a
out
single
pretty
piece
far,
of her hair.
All right, so what you guys can do is you guys can drag the Event 2 thing into your little hot bar on the bottom there, and that'll make it so it's easily accessible to you when we come back in the next game in 2 weeks. So you don't
Okay.
forget.
leave
So
our
we can drag it where? What?
We can just double click.
Oh,
our-
I see over
That
there.
way you just
And
click
everything
it.
will be quicker too because we
Yeah.
understand the combat and everything now
Yeah,
more.
you know, I'll fix the damage and stuff, and everything will be happy. So how are we liking this so far? Let's do a quick AAR.
Good.
I like it.
I like it, yeah.
I had a lot of fun driving over your bugs. Thank you.
Yeah, I hate you.
Go squish.
Especially once we get used to it. I think Fantasy Grounds just
I mean, we have to expect some growing pains,
Yeah.
just for adjustment period. But so far, definitely.
This might even make space combat a little bit good.
Yeah, they have a bunch of stuff
Fingers
for it.
crossed.
I haven't played around with the starship combat at all. Fortunately, I think for this adventure, we're probably not going to hit starship combat.
Probably not a whole lot. There's nothing in the first 2 books that I have seen.
Yeah, because we're terrestrial based.
Yes. So
Until we hijack somebody's ship and
yeah,
no, we don't need that. We're just gonna make our own ship and then go take out the other.
there's nothing
Charters
stopping you
and-
from
hey,
freezing.
we ain't gonna make nothing, guys. We have no power.
Yeah. Well,
We'll
that's
fix
not
the
necessarily true. You just have to.
We'll
wait.
see.
You'll see,
We'll see what happens.
and we will
I
figure that
think-
out.
I think that our friend over there, Gavin, the hardworking electrician, is probably a little. He might be overestimating the severity of the problem. Who knows?
Maybe.
It blows up, but we no longer have a colony.
Well, you can always make a steam engine, right?
So we'll go sneak
Because you guys
into
are
another
right
charter
next to
and
the
take
water.
it over.
Yeah, we're gonna have our
A water wheel?
hydropower plant.
I mean, I've got the toolkits for us to do a lot of stuff.
Oh, I got a great toolkit. It's a custom kit.
Yes,
I've got
that doesn't count.
I've got a Starfinder Armory Zent Holdings kit.
Yeah, I don't know what those do.
Gives +4 to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Starship repair, demolitions, culture checks to die for writings, athletics when climbing, survival checks for living off the land and enduring weather.
Yeah, I bought armor, weapons, and a data check. Fortunately, I was able to build my vehicle for free.
This time. But when you upgrade it, it's going to cost money.
Yep, when I upgrade, it will cost credits / UPBs.
Yeah,
I bought weapon, armor, companion.
Hey, this is tracking your guys' ammo, right?
I've manually reloaded my gun. It tracks the amount of uses, but I went ahead and reloaded it because we took a 10-minute rest.
Yeah, you should keep track of how much ammo we have because
I've got 57 rounds left out of the 60 I bought.
No, but is it tracking it on the character sheet?
Yeah.
Like where?
Oh, it tracks it because it has little bubbles, and when you use them, it puts a check mark in there.
Where? Do I see it somewhere?
On the action screen.
Yeah, you would have to look into our character sheets and go to the actions tab.
Actions. Okay, I see. Actions tab.
Whose sheet are you looking at?
I'm looking at Kyle's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
my auto pistol has 9 little dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're breaking for now. I gotta jump out because the dogs are going nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys in 2 weeks.
All right. So that's cool. I'm glad it tracks the ammo and stuff. So.
And then I just go manually remove the amount of ammo I used from my inventory.
Okay. So we will continue this adventure, settlement of construction woes, in 2 weeks. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe.